After completing our journey west on the Lewis and Clark Trail, we decided to spend the remainder of our short time exploring. First stop, the Seattle, Washington area. After about 25 phone calls, Joe was finally able to secure a spot at a campground for 2 nights, an hour west of the city. The area was beautiful. Sarah's birthday landed during our stay in the Seattle area. I was excited to share with the family a cherished childhood memory of a place I had visited with my grandparents, Snoqualmie Falls.
Kids, what do you think?
It's imagination. None of it's real.
No, this is real.
What? It's beautiful. It's amazing. Beautiful. There were these big tubes and they were green and they were like going down, but at the top it was like straight up and down.
Why do you think it's so steep like that?
Because then the water can go down faster and then it gets electricity and it spins around a turbine because it's really fast, and then that creates the electricity.
You ever seen a waterfall like that before?
No. I've only seen waterfalls in pictures.
So today's a new experience, right?
Yeah.
Even Penny Dog's liking it.
Penny dog.
Penny Dog, get the waterfall.
Hey Sarah, what's the date today?
August 10th.
August 10th, and what does that mean?
It's my birthday.
Sarah's birthday! How old are you?
Birthday.
12 years old. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hey, give me a kiss. Mwah. All right, so we are in Washington State, just outside of Seattle. And we've been traveling all summer long, and I knew that Sarah's birthday was coming up, and I bought her a birthday gift. And the birthday gift is in this box. But we had such a hassle getting it. You see, I purchased a gift and needed it to be shipped somewhere where we could intercept it around this date. And so I knew that we would be somewhere around Seattle. So I picked out a UPS store and shipped the gift to, I had the person that I bought it from ship it to the UPS store. Now, I gave specific instructions that the box had to be shipped via UPS. If it was not shipped via UPS, then the UPS store would not hold it for us. They would have to return it to sender. So we got to the UPS store, and sure enough, the person who sent it to us shipped it via US mail. And so the UPS store would not give us the package. They would not release the package to us. What was that like?
Dun, dun. It was like I saw heaven and then they took it away from me.
So we get to the UPS store and I see the package. It's being held for us, and I say, hey, I'm Joe. I'm waiting for a package, and they say, well, we cannot release this to you unless you open up a UPS box. So the UPS box, it was going to be like $85 for 3 months plus a $25 fee to open it up. So we're talking like over $100 just to be able to receive this package. And I said, this very package I'm holding in my hands right now, yes. And so I went around and around and around with the person working the register.
To the manager.
Talked to the manager.
Everybody.
I asked who the owner was, if I could talk to the owner. They said they're not allowed to release that information. And I said, look, I understand there's rules and regulations, because she kept saying we legally cannot release this to you. We legally, the U.S. Post Office will not allow us to release this package to you. And so I said, look, I understand the rules and the regulations, and certainly want to obey that, but there also comes a time in life where you have to discern, you have to make a judgment call that an exception is okay. And I was pleading with this manager to make an exception in this case. It's not like we're shipping illegal objects or tobacco or alcohol or bombs or anything. It's my 12-year-old's birthday gift. And she would not make an exception, and that was very frustrating. Were you frustrated?
I almost started crying because the poor little me didn't get my birthday present.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So I kept asking, is there a way to make an exception? I said, I'd even be willing, I'll pay the $25
To open the box.
Fee just to open the box, but I don't want keys. I don't want a box for 3 months. I'm never going to use it. Can we open up the box and then I cancel it right away and give you the keys back? And none of that. They weren't making any exceptions. So finally she said, well, maybe I can call the post office that this came through, and maybe we could return it to the post office and they could hold it for you there and you could intercept it there. She said, do you want me to call the post office, see if they'd be willing to do that? I said, sure. I was looking for any exception. So she went in the back and called and came back a few minutes later and said, well, they said they might be able to do that. So then we had to wait for the UPS store people to gather all the post office mail. They had to drive it over to the post office. We went to the post office, maybe 5 minutes down the road, and waited in line, and we got right up to the counter, and I explained this. What did I say?
It's my birthday, and I need a present, otherwise I'm going to freak out.
No, I did not say that. But I did say, this is my daughter, it's her 12th birthday, and we're trying to intercept a package for her. And I saw the package. It was on a shelf in the post office, and I said, I think that's the package right there. Because
they put a sticky note on it, so saying that please give this to Joe Martinez. So had a yellow sticky note on it, so we knew that it was ours. But it got there so quick. I was like, how did it get there?
Yeah. So then the postal worker got the package, came over, checked my ID, gave it to us, and we got the package.
No charge.
No charge. So,
thank you.
Now it is time to open the present.
Any tools like a knife to open this?
No. I hope it's not like a fragile porcelain thing. Keep going.
It's looking like a fragile porcelain thing, and I think I just broke it.
A nice camera.
After spending most of Sarah's birthday retrieving her new camera, we decided to make it a birthday week instead of just her birthday. We packed up and headed south to a campground between Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens for a few days. The kids enjoyed the zip line and other amenities. Well, sort of.
It's a zip line. Zip lines are fun. Except when you bang your head on the ground. What happened was I was waiting in line. It was my turn. I got on. I didn't get on properly though. So I fell down head first, back of the head thankfully, hit the ground, and then like the back of my spine hit the ground as well.
Sarah requested Dad's smoked ribs and a mani-pedi with Mom to celebrate. So the two of us made the 90-minute trip through the mountains to Yakima for the day. The next day, we made the drive to the Mount St. Helens Visitor Center. Upon our arrival, we were met with an ambulance and Flight for Life helicopter. Not for us, for someone else. Despite the dramatic entrance, we all had fun learning the history and science behind the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. Unfortunately, we weren't able to actually see Mount St. Helens because of the haze from local forest fires.
What do you think of the visitor center?
The visitor center, I think it's very thorough. It's very interactive, so if you have kids, it would be good for them because there's like tons of little buttons you can press and stuff like that. It teaches you about Mount St. Helens. I never knew that when Mount St. Helens exploded, a big chunk of the mountain popped off. Is that right, or did it just melt away?
Yep, it blew up. Yep.
And I didn't know how much ash was spread out.
A lot of ash.
That was a lot of ash. Mom said that when she was a kid, she came here and there's still ash on the side of the roads after it exploded.
So, like 92.
Like 92.
12 years after.
12 years after, and there's still a ton of ash on the side of the roads. So,
You glad we came here?
very glad we came here.
Let's see. Is that the one you made?
Yeah, that's the one we just made. And it's done.
Let's see. That's a lot of seismic activity.
You can see the difference between that picture and this. The soil and, you know, the trees,
That's
and then
dead
the
trees.
water, and then this part of the mountain.
It all exploded.
So,
What do you think about that, Izzy?
it's all bland, bland, bland. And
Houston, we have a problem.
So we are just getting ready to pull out, and Joe discovered a problem on the back bumper.
Big problem. So we are in, where are we? Randall? Pokemon?
We are between
Pac-Man, Packwood.
Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier in Washington State.
And we have about a 9-hour drive ahead of us we're losing an hour with the time change into Idaho. And so we have 10 hours. So our plan was to get up at 6, leave at 7, get in at 5. And
Of course, that's always when you have a problem,
That's always
right?
when
When
you
you're
have a
trying to leave in a hurry.
so let me show you the bumper problem on the back. So the bumper is attached to the frame by 2 steel beams. And it can hold, I think, about 400 pounds, and we were under that by attaching the bikes and the bike rack. And I even had this little support strap to lessen the weight, but the weld is breaking. So we must have too much weight on this bumper, or the pressure of the bikes just bouncing. It may not be the weight itself, it may be the force of, bounces. Anyway, we can't haul this weight on this bumper for 10 hours today. So we're going to take some of the bikes off and haul them inside the RV, kind of in the kitchen area. And then when we get to Boise, we've got to find somebody to weld this to fix the bumper. So these are the problems that you come across when you are full-time RVing. All right, hopefully we'll see you in Boise with all of our bikes and bumper and RV and all of our kids.
This leg of our journey was not an easy one. It seemed as though hardly anything went as planned. But sometimes lessons learned come through difficulties and challenges, like not being able to find a place to stay, having a bumper begin to break off, or having to drive for hours and debate a cashier for a simple birthday present. Through the trials, we learned that in some places, we really need to book our lodging ahead of time. Some activities call for caution and awareness of our surroundings. And sometimes, all we can do is choose patience when things don't go our way. No matter the day, hour, or location, we can choose to embrace the adventure of learning by doing life deliberately.
Wow. This is a crazy hairdo. This is like worse than an afro in the 80s. I'm not saying something.
It's all blam, blam, blam.
How was that again?
It's all blam, blam, blam.
How was it again? Blam, blam, blam.
I'm not actually recording right now. See, I'm the talent. I'm the superstar.
You're on.
Tell me when you're recording. You got that?
Yeah.